Yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, one more you say. Coming up. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Come up now. Come on. Stop me. Come on. You coming up.
Hey, everybody. Oh my goodness. Please forgive us for the delay. You know, traffic is
It's fine. You
traffic.
can leave the chicken, buddy. You're gonna
Morgan,
have to wait a second because the rest of the food is not ready.
we love our children and they come
Because
back
rice isn't ready.
whenever
Everything
they're
that's supposed to go
ready.
with it is not ready.
Hey, Jackie. So happy to have you on here. So good to see you. Morgan, your screen, your thing is freezing up. Well, welcome to Hop Series. Did y'all miss us last week?
I can't hear you.
Oh no, I can hear you.
No.
Oh no. Oh no. You're gonna have to come back
I don't know
in.
what happened.
I don't know. Did y'all miss us last week? Because we missed you. We had to take a moment to regroup and refresh and renew. Make sure we have things in order because we don't ever want to present anything that's not ready. Y'all know how Morgan and I are. We love doing this. We love coming with some great people. And before I go any further, I need you guys to share this out. Tag some people and share. We want to make sure that they are on and know that we are on today. We were just off that one Tuesday, so we're back today in effect. And when Morgan comes back on, I'll find out how her day was. But I hope that each of you have had a wonderful week so far, because it's just Tuesday. But from last Tuesday until now, it's been a lot going on in both of our lives. So we've been very busy, very just nonstop going, preparing for one thing and another. Morgan's delivering babies and I'm traveling all over the place. So hey, it's fun times. But it's almost time for school. So my little munchkin will be back in town this weekend and hence the school year starts. But today we have an amazing guest that's going to come on, and I want to wait until Morgan gets back on, but I do want to give you some announcements. There should be a QR code that's going to come up in a minute. I want you to scan, if you have not done so already, scan that QR code. That way you can keep abreast. There it is right there of what's going on with HOP. When we have events and things, subscribe to the HOP series, which stands for House of Peach. And at some point in time, hopefully before December 31st, we will get to have Pierce McCoy on, who is the founder of HOP and a bunch of other things too. She is a phenomenal woman who has so much that she's into. She stays busy all the time, but I would love to get her on one day, and I'm putting it out here publicly. So you can't say no because it's going to be documented on here that we want to have you on the show. And we're also going to have Smack, who's also one of the directors on the board. She's going to be on as well at some point in time in October. But if you are a female entrepreneur or you know female entrepreneurs that we have not interviewed on our show yet, then they need to inbox me or they need to inbox Morgan and state their interest so we can get you on the schedule. So we can bring you on to show all this great stuff that you are doing. Can you hear me now, ma'am?
I did, yay!
Finally, oh my goodness. So I was just talking about if there are any female entrepreneurs that we have not interviewed yet, or if there's some that people know, definitely reach out to us. We would love to have you on the show to interview you, to talk about those things. One thing that I love, and I think I say this every week, and I'm going to keep saying it, is that there have been a lot of connections made from guests on this show. A lot of information that's been given. I've learned a lot,
Absolutely.
but a lot of people have connected. And what's that Jasmine Bodie, the one she's a truck driver,
Mhm.
she I have a newfound respect for truck drivers. So when I'm coming off the ramp on the highway, like I don't play with them at all. So I learned something new about that. And then knowing the difference between the trucks and how they are. So that was quite interesting for me because like
Yes.
I don't like to play with them. They're dangerous and they scare me. So I
Me
like to
either. I feel like that was definitely one. That was definitely an impactful episode as
oh yeah,
well, and something
yeah.
that can definitely be used. I'm super excited for who we've got, coming after we finish this set because I mean, even today, about two or three amazing women came across my path, and I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to have them on. And of course, I still have a couple still in my pocket that I haven't even pulled out yet. So I'm like
You
super, super excited.
You are doing it. You are doing it between you and me and everybody that we encounter, me traveling everywhere and you doing
Yes.
all that you do. And I'm getting ready to go out of town again tomorrow.
We're doing this time.
My son is finally moving in
Oh, yeah.
to um
Into his
the
dorm.
dorm. Yeah.
Okay. So are you going to drive this time or are you flying? Oh, because you took everything, right?
No, he is taking the train and I'm flying.
Okay.
So all he has to take is his clothes and his TV. That's it. And his game system. That's it. So, all of the furniture is there. I just have
Oh,
to
what kind of
I'm gonna buy what he needs there.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, girl, I know I packed up a whole car with at
Yeah,
least clothes. Like we didn't even get to
no,
comforters and bed risers
all
and
that stuff,
all
I'm buying
that.
that stuff there. I did not want to fly into New Jersey, buy all of this stuff, rent a car, drive down, get a hotel. Like, we're just gonna fly there. He'll take the train. I have a rental car waiting at the airport, and we're gonna do it that way. And then I'm gonna sleep and get back to the airport and head back here.
Sounds like a
That's how I'm
plan.
doing.
Well, listen, he is in my family's country.
Okay.
So exactly. If he ever needs anything, he needs a different kind of home cooked meal. He needs somebody to just love on him. You need somebody to zoom real quick and go check on him. We
Yeah,
got
yeah.
that.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I love the village that I have because there
Good.
are so many people that live in the area from
So
family members to
good.
friends of families, everything. I'm like covered. So all I have to do is make a phone call. Like my son.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
So
good. Okay,
excited.
that makes me feel better too.
Yeah. And then my mom was supposed to drive up from Georgia because she wanted to be there. And then the next thing you know, she can't come because it's the first week of school for her kiddos there at the daycare.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, well, who's gonna hold me up? I promise you, I'm not gonna be any good to drive away and leave my son there. Yeah.
Yes. Elith, talk about yes.
Yeah.
The nail shop. Okay, so I have to go back for a minute because so that was definitely one of my favorite episodes by far too. And I still
Yeah.
feel like I am a little shocked, okay? And
Yes.
like
She was
without words. And I do have family that religiously actually watches our show. And
my
yes,
family.
yes, yes. I was like, so, and the funny thing is, you had asked if I had a sister, and I was like, no. Well, the crazy thing is, I actually do have a sister. Now,
Okay.
here's the thing I am getting used to this new, I guess, I don't want to say new family because they've always been family, but my introduction to this family.
Okay.
Um, and she is by far one of the most special young ladies that I've ever met. And so, yeah, I just wanted to give my girl Catherine a little shout out because I do
Oh,
actually have a little sister.
hi,
Yeah, and I was like, and she's
sister.
awesome. So I was like, she watched that episode, and I feel like that was something that too just kind of inspires those
Right.
that are coming up. You know what I mean? She's 13 years. Yeah, she's 13 years old. Like
Oh wow.
exactly. So seeing a
Yeah.
19-year-old in that light, And she already has that kind of spirit. Like, I'm super, super excited. And I'm glad that we can be able to provide this for
Yes,
all age ranges, for all,
absolutely.
all levels of entrepreneurship
Mhm.
and inspiration. So I
Yeah,
just wanted
yeah.
to, so yes, thank you for bringing that up. That is
Yes,
definitely one of
Elise.
my favorite ones.
Yes, Elise. I agree with you. She was definitely a fave. She was.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, yeah, so we have a lot going on. How many babies you got waiting to be delivered?
Yeah.
That many, huh? Oh
Listen,
my.
today has been a lot. I can just tell you, I have acquired about 4 new clients in the last week.
Yeah,
Yes. So, I mean,
good.
it's great in the sense of these babies are coming. I am attempting to have them at least spread out for my own sanity because it's a lot of work. It's a
Yeah,
lot of work. And I want to be able to give, my clients, these women, they deserve having someone's undivided attention. I don't
right.
want to be that doula that just kind of makes you feel like how we do in the doctor's office, where it's just a
Mhm.
revolving door and one in and the next one out. Like, it's really not even that, because the support is greater than that. Sometimes it's not even about the pregnancy. It's just about life. It's how you feel, what went on before you even got pregnant. Some people's living situations are changing, and you've got to be able to, handle a lot of that as well. But I'm like super, super excited. I had my first birth center birth, which is really
Oh,
exciting. Yes,
wow.
that was
Congratulations on
the
that.
most beautiful thing I have
Oh,
ever seen, especially for like really young parents, first
yeah.
time. They like really, 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 really rocked it. And I'm proud of the mom's mom, the new grandma, because she went in there and she played the role that I would have hoped she played until, I got there.
Oh,
So it
good.
was, yeah, I was like, it was definitely a great experience. And the placentas just keep coming. I just got like 2
So,
placentas dropped in my lap today. So
oh my. So do you have packages? And I know this isn't what our show is about. I promise you we're gonna get our guest on here,
I can't
but I
wait.
have a question.
So
So
excited. Yeah. Well,
your
look,
do
it
do
all
your
ties in anyway.
so do your doula packages include doing what you do to the placentas, or is that a separate fee that you charge?
It is a separate charge, but depending on how you book me, sometimes
Mm,
it does come as an inclusion. So, for instance, when I work with the community doula program and I have clients that come through that, typically because it ends up being a financial thing, I just
okay.
add it in and just call it as compensation as it is, or it might be something that's extremely small just to be able to cover a few things. If they ask for like keepsakes, that's typically what they end up paying for. But as far as the
Mm.
encapsulation service and doing a print like this, I actually happen to have one up here, ooh, that was
Ooh.
in the background, but I was like
Yeah.
there we go,
Oh
there we
yeah,
go.
keep it right there, right there.
Yeah,
All
I was like,
right.
so prints like this, I was like, this was a little girl back in July. So those I like to just do. It's fun. It's a really nice keepsake, seeing, the faces on the parents, and then like being able to actually see the process, because I will, video the process for them so they can see how, their placenta gets turned into whatever. I just did a smoothie for
Well,
that part.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I
I
won't
did
be able to
smoothie
stomach
cubes
that.
for her. So she's got ice trays full. I didn't post it yet. But yeah,
Oh
she's got
God.
ice tray. You would never know.
Oh yeah, I would know. But just know this: if I were to ever, and I'm not, consider having a baby, I would fly you to wherever, but I'm
Yes.
not. Shop is closed on. No. So you keep
Listen, it's
doing
close
all
to
you
the too.
do.
Okay. Well, no. What about Sarah? Did we talk about this surrogacy?
Yeah,
No.
no,
Okay, that's
no,
hard pass.
no,
Okay.
no, no. Because I'm capable of having a baby. I just don't want.
You just don't
Oh
want to. Yeah,
God,
I feel you.
no, I just can't. I cannot. And plus, how am I traveling all over the world with a baby? Like literally, no.
Listen, as fabulous as that, this is what I tell my clients all the time, especially the ones that are like, but I had all of these plans, you know, the ones that are like our age, and then here comes another baby. So like, I had all of these plans. I was planning on doing this by 45 or doing this by 50. I was like, girl, as fabulous as Beyonce and Sierra is, you better get to moving because you can move just like that. See, listen, Sierra today just said baby number 4. You think that that's going to stop her?
Hey, well,
I'm going to be on tour in a minute. Like,
I'm good on that. Thank you. I'm really good.
Me too, but I will fly wherever you are, and I am available for that. If that's what somebody needs, I will fly.
Oh, okay. You make sure you preface that somebody, not a
somebody, not you, but somebody.
Done.
Exactly. And speaking of which, if I were to do that, y'all would have to talk to my manager. Okay.
So let's talk. Who do we have on tonight? I want to let
my manager. This is yes.
It's perfect. Okay.
Exactly. That's why I said this really is perfect. So
right, do a brief intro and then we're going to bring her in so we can talk.
Okay. So I met Maija through a mutual friend, and it was one of those, hey, I know someone that I think that you would like. And I'm like, okay, great. I met her and was just like, holy smokes, where have you been all my life?
Oh, wow.
Yes. So, and after the first meeting and talking to her, I called up, well, my now partner, but we weren't partners at the time, Courtney. We were just two friends that were doing our own thing, but happened to do a lot of things together. So I called her and was like, listen, you know, we're talking about forging this business. What do you think about having a manager? And she's like, okay. I'm like, no, like someone who can be able to do a lot of this stuff that we not necessarily can't, but that takes us away from the actual craft that we're doing. And she was like, oh, I actually kind of like that idea. So then I tell her, and I was like, well, it's Maija. So she had actually met Maija previously as well through this mutual friend. So she goes, well, you mean like Maija? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, yes, I'm in.
Wow.
When I tell you, Maija has been an absolute blessing to us personally, but then also as a business. She has just dropped our names in places that we would not have been in. She has been someone who has kept our group grounded on a personal level, but then also on a professional level. She's the person that when I want to tell somebody off in an email because this stuff doesn't make sense, I can be like, help. And she puts her corporate hat on and really just, you know, puts it together. But Maija is someone who came to me and said, listen, I really, really like what you do. And I want to be a part of that with no strings attached. So she doesn't ask for anything from us. She's not, you know, there's some people that are like, oh yeah, I want to be a part of what you do. But then, you know, they're always expecting something. Maija is always giving. And so it's so easy to then just make sure that as we continue to be blessed, that we bless her. So as a mom friend, she is absolutely amazing. As my manager, she's absolutely amazing. She's got her hands in so many things like Delaware Music Network. She manages artists. She helps my husband out with his band and stuff.
Wait a minute. You're telling all the business. Let's let her tell the business.
Yeah. When I didn't even touch the iceberg.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Like this is how amazing Maija is. So yes, I was like, we could definitely bring her on. Once again, this is going to be another person you're going to absolutely fall in love with.
Oh,
and I cannot wait for when we get to see each other in October so that you can be able to meet her as well. Yes.
So excited. I was telling Peach before you came on, before we started, that I cannot wait to see her in October. We're going to have some fun.
I know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. All right. Well, we want to bring her on so we can get this conversation going. Hi.
Here we go.
Am I on a delay?
Yes, you are.
Oh, all right. How do I fix it?
I don't know. I'm working just kind of click correctly, so we'll just work with it. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to mess up the quality of the show.
No, we can still hear you. It's all good. It's all good.
There you
So we're so
go.
happy to have you on, and Morgan is clearly very excited and loves you. So I want to meet you so I can love you too. So tell us how you got connected with this fireball over here.
So I guess Morgan like really put it all out on the floor. She's exactly right. It's one of those things like she was family. I just didn't know she was. It was like, okay, I met her and like our kids love each other. We love each other. Like, and she takes care of me just as much as I take care of her. So it's definitely mutual. Couldn't have asked for a better like introduction into, because a lot of stuff that I do is with males. I'm in the house with 3 boys for one.
Oh, God bless
Um,
you.
yeah. So, and then a lot of people that I work with, like Delaware Music Network. Like I'm the only girl in the group right now. I'm also at Late Night Grind, which is on WVUD, their radio station from 3 to 5 every Sunday. I'm the only girl. So just having a group of women, and while they're saying they're learning from me, I'm actually learning from them. There's times where I'm like, okay, Morgan wouldn't let me eat this like that, or I'm like, okay, you guys, all right, you need Morgan because this can't run like this.
Oh my God, that is definitely us. It's a back and forth thing. It's such a beautiful, beautiful balance. I couldn't ask for a better person to just know in general.
So what all exactly do you do as far as being the manager for Morgan? And you handle like the administrative things. How is that?
Yeah, so it is, yeah, definitely administrative. And then, like Morgan said, it's not that she can't do it. It's just that when you are talent, and that's what I say about people, talent needs to be talent. They shouldn't be they shouldn't be handling like, oh, who's going to be the cameraman today, or who's going to answer this email, or how do I answer this email, or anything just outside of what she needs to do. I need to be that person. Like even if a customer is complaining, yes, they might come directly to her, but then I'm the one that has to make it make sense. Like
Mhm.
sometimes Morgan's like, okay, I'm too frustrated, and she'll tell me that. She's like, Maya, I'm too frustrated right now to deal with this. How do I handle this? Can you like it's one of those type of things. So it's
Mhm.
definitely administrative, and it is personal because I'm also big on mental health.
Mm.
So I do tell that about the ladies all the time. It's like, yes, we are a business, but I care about you first.
Wow.
So
And
let's
a
make
lot.
sure that,
Go ahead.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, I'm just very big on that. I know because at the end of the day, if you're not together, how are you going to be for anybody?
Mm-hmm. Right, right. It is
So
so important for business owners to understand that not only for themselves but for their employees. That mental health piece is a lot. And if you don't give your employees what they need so that they can function better, somebody's going to suffer on the other end, whether it's them personally or it's the customers. I think about just for me working in surgery, after doing surgery after surgery, and if you have sick patient after sick patient and things don't go well, if we don't get that counseling or whatever we need to handle all that we see, like we see some really bad stuff, and
hmm
you have to be concerned. So the fact that you are concerned about their mental health as well as the business and how it flows, that helps out a lot because I know it takes a lot of weight off Morgan and the other partners there to do that.
definitely, yes. And
Yeah.
also it's a way of bonding as well because we didn't think that it was going to go this far. We just said, okay, Morgan and Courtney knows how to cook. Let's make that work. Then it turned into doula-ship, and then it turned into it allowed Morgan to fulfill that purpose because Morgan, did we even talk about this? Like, even I don't even think that was ever on the plate.
No, it never was.
It was like, okay. He's like, well, Maya, I want to do this. I was like, okay, and they know. I tell them, do as many streams of revenue as possible. We don't know what's going to take. We just don't know. And then because the way that Morgan ties it in with food, it just made perfect sense.
Mm.
But what I also do like is Maya is someone who will tell me to wait, which is what me as a type A, always coming up with ideas, always on the go kind of thing. She'll be like, okay, great idea. Hold that thought. Or like, that's good. Put that in the 5-year plan, not right now. And that's exactly sometimes what you need, because it's not ever that she has squashed any idea. It's just put certain things in perspective so that it can be successfully executed.
Yes.
And or either that, or I will say to her, hey, Maya, I need blah, blah, blah. And she'll be like, okay, great. Couple days later, so I happen to be at an event and I ran into this person and now we have this. And I'll be like, great. And it's absolutely what I would have been looking for, if not more. So yeah, exactly. So like she said, it takes off a lot, but it's not just what she does for us. She does this for everyone.
Wow.
And so when we met, I was like, wait a minute, this is what your business does? And she's like, yeah. And that's what made me be like, holy smokes. Where did you come from?
I'm glad that you're able to say no, maybe 5-year plan, because I can just see Morgan just smoke coming out of her ears, trying to do every single thing that comes in that little mind of hers and wants to do. Oh, let's do this, and oh, let's do that, and the next thing you know, Morgan's laid in the floor because she's burnt out. So thank you for keeping my friend, my sister, grounded.
Yeah, and we laugh about it every now and then, but it's true. It's like, or there's a step, and I'm like, Morgan, hold on, we can do this, but I know that this step needs to happen first. Or because I have a very deep connection with God as well as Morgan does, I'm like, I don't feel like that's what He's telling us to do. Like, because it'll be something that happens, and we're like, okay, this is where we're supposed to be. We're not supposed to be over here. This is where God said to be today. It's not, okay, we see this big festival, and we've turned down festivals before just to accommodate a customer that ends up giving us 4 more customers. So that's how I try to help them out with. It's like, yeah, this big and pretty festival looks nice, but yeah, it's just one festival. Whereas we cater to this one person and they're telling their friends, and now we have 4 private parties.
Yeah, definitely being able to add that piece in there, being able to pray and to seek God about that, because He's not going to steer you wrong. He definitely will not. And He will let you know, yes, this, no, not that, not this time. And so we sometimes look at just this right here, and we're not looking at the greater picture of what can come from something. So the fact that you are, and good, it's good that Morgan has a relationship with God herself. Otherwise, she'd be like, what do you mean? What do you mean I want to do this?
And that's exactly what I was going to say. Yep. It's all about trust in the end. And because I trust God, but I also trust Maya that she hears from Him. Like Maya talks about how she prays for us as a group, as a business, as individuals. So for me, when she's coming to me with something, I don't feel like I have to put up a defense or, feel some type of way, because I know where she's coming from. I know she wants what's best for me and or the business. And so, you know what I mean? That's where and she's got a ton of expertise that I don't have. She's got a ton of knowledge I don't have. So I would look crazy not listening to someone who knew more than me in a lot of areas.
We don't know it all, and it pays to listen to someone who has more experience, has more knowledge. Just because of my field and what I do, there's still someone else that's been in it a little bit longer than me and knows a little bit more. So I want to listen to that. So kudos to you, Maya, for that. Keep that up.
Absolutely.
Keep them grounded. Now let's talk about this music thing, stuff that you're into.
All right.
Tell us more about that.
Okay, so Delaware, so music has always been in my family. I have an aunt that in the morning, like she would make us harmonize, and she made up a song about her name. It was called I Am Paula Jean Williams, and we used to practice that with my siblings. So music was always in the family. My uncle used to be at Sony. He was an engineer. And we was raised in church. And of course, all, African Americans, that's where we first fall in love with music, is through gospel. So it started from there, and then it just kind of trickled down. I am a writer as well, but I want to say it is a first love for me, but I get to use it in different ways. Like, I know that I could be a songwriter, but I tend to use it in different ways, whether it's a specific caption on something or putting a bio together for an artist. Like, I actually have to do that for Morgan's husband this week, because he's going to be performing at my church. So, yeah, so music is just, if I could say my first language, it wouldn't be English, it would be music.
Oh, wow.
So I just love music, and then I just think it's universal, because if you notice, people go to concerts, might not even speak all the same language, but you go to a Michael Jackson concert, it didn't matter where he was. Them people probably didn't even know a lick of English, but they knew Michael Jackson music.
Right.
Yeah.
English and everything.
So have you had the opportunity to work with some big time names?
Fortunately I did, because the lady that's at my church, she's also a friend of the family. I did an Easter play with her, so we're dealing with people like Gerald Levert's son. There's a couple, the Sandman that's at Apollo right now. I got to meet the guy that what is his name? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. But he did a song with Gerald Levert and the Rude Boys. Sorry, the Rude Boys. So Written All Over Your Face, I got to meet him, Joe. It's a couple people I've been running into, but honestly, I'm gonna be like, what I'm trying to do now is create celebrities. Like, for instance, I have an artist right now. His name is Blue Symphony, and he is making a lot of traction in Delaware right now. So it's one of those things, and this is one of those, God is talking to me, because I was just at Duffy's Hope, and I was volunteering, because I do volunteer work as well. And we're around all these celebrities, and for whatever reason, I just didn't feel like, okay, yeah, it's fun to be around celebrities. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But then it was like, you're out here creating celebrities. It's people like Morgan. I tell them, you guys are celebrities in your own right. It's people like Dee Harv, her husband, celebrities in their own right. The people that I'm connecting with in Delaware Music Network, celebrities in their own right. We just have to stand behind them, just like other states do. That's how, a lot of people in Virginia, like you have Missy Elliott and Chris Brown, a lot of those people make it because they support each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I like that. I like that because those that are already famous, they've achieved that. They had the same thing, and they are where they are. They don't need any more help. They don't need another entourage. They don't need that. What about these other artists that have the same, if not greater talent, who just haven't been discovered? And so the fact that you are, giving of yourself to do that and listening to God, see, that's what I keep hearing, is that you're following what God is telling you to do, which is going to not only help a lot of people, but it's going to bless you as well, because of that humility and that servitude that you have. So keep doing that. I'm excited.
That's what Morgan said, and don't get me wrong, like I'm big on God, but I also like to have fun, so don't think I'm just churchy or anything like that. But
no, Morgan can tell you that we are not like that.
Because people hear you talk about God, they automatically want to think that you're uppity. I'm like, no, it's just that I've been through a lot in my lifetime. I could go on about the different things that I've went through in my lifetime that I'm not so proud of. But one thing I've now noticed is I know when God is present. You know what I mean? Like, I know now when to sit still. Before, I'm like anxious. I'm like, oh, this is not happening right now. I don't have this. I don't have that. And every time he shows up, and I'm like, you know what? It's proven. I just need I know when to sit still now.
Yeah. That's good to know that, and still have fun. Like, we don't, some people, and I can equate this to how I was raised. It was so religious and so churchy, and you couldn't do anything and you couldn't have any fun. And now I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like missing out on so much stuff. Like, this stuff is not as bad as you're making it out to be. You just gotta know with everything is moderation. So yeah, I hear God and I follow him, but I'm gonna go over here and have some fun too, because it's what?
And yeah, he knows your heart. He knows your heart at the end of the day.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right.
Absolutely.
What else do you do, Maija? I just want to know, what else are you into?
All right. A lot of it is surrounding the music outside of what Morgan and the girls are doing. Court and Tasha. We're just so for me with the music, I'm also now responsible for booking acts for my church every Sunday. Instead of having a choir director, because after COVID, they decided, okay, it is a little cost effective to have a choir director, paying musicians and everything. So what they decided to do was every Sunday, just have a guest come in. So I work with Cynthia Tyre, who's made a name for herself as well in the industry. She knows, and she's older than I am, so she knows the older celebrities. So she's trying to, show me the game and everything. She's brought me in so many things already, and she's like, I know you about to take off. So the fact that she's speaking life into me as well, I'm like, okay, it's my time.
Oh yeah, that is key. It's having somebody that can speak into you, pour into you, and kind of give you that encouragement that you need, which ties together with the title of Working Together. Now let me go back. I want to backtrack a little bit with you working with Morgan in the business. Some people would say, and I've seen it happen before, that you get a bunch of women together and it becomes catty, it becomes a lot of drama. Have you, and I'm getting Morgan's business now, have you had to deal with any of that, and how did that affect you working together with them?
So we have not had any cattiness, but you can tell that there's times where someone's going through something and they're not telling us. Like someone in a group is going through something, but because of the way that we are. So me and Morgan are the same age, and then we have two young ladies with us that are, I'll give 5 years younger than us, or maybe a little bit more. So it's one of those things like big sister, little sister, and the way that we work together is they already understand what kind of women we are. So I almost don't really have to do that kind of work. Whereas, like you said, when women come together, they're cattiness. But it was the fact that we have had to take people out of the equation, and then that's how we found the soul foundation is, okay, this is where it's at. Like, we're always going to have problems. I tell them that all the time. Like, everything's not always going to be good. So let's observe that first, acknowledge that first. But then it's like, because we make that a big thing every time we talk, we let me or Morgan, or even sometimes we have to take heed to what the younger women are saying. Because I'm not afraid to take advice from a younger person. I take advice from my kids all the time. So we don't really honestly have to deal with that so much, because when there is a problem, we nip it in the bud. We don't let it linger. And if it has to be like, not confrontational, what's the best word I want to use? If we need to put it all out on the floor, we will do that. We're not afraid to do that.
Yeah.
So that's what helps the cattiness.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a respect also, I think, between all of us. And like Maija said, like, we're all coming to the table being ourselves, and we have laid everything out on the table with each other. And so, like she said, when you work as closely as we do, like, we have a group chat, 90% of the time we are talking almost all day long. So you can tell if someone's off. You can tell if the response is off, if someone is not responding in the way that they normally would. You know what I mean? And so sometimes it might be that, I text Maija and I'm not texting the group, but I'm like, hey, today's a really rough day. This is what's going on and blah, blah, blah. And she can speak directly to me. You know what I mean? I had a 2-hour conversation with Natasha today. You know what I mean? Like, this is the first time I'm talking to Maija today, but I talked to Natasha for 2 hours, and that was business related as well as personal. You know what I mean? And she was able to share some things. I was able to share some things. So even when it's like, you know what, I don't like the way that this is going, or, you know, I thought that we were supposed to do this. You know, Natasha, I think Natasha being the newest member of the group, she's been the one that is like, listen, I work better with just direct.
Yeah.
and Maija is that person that's just like, listen, let's just get it all out on the table. Like I said, she facilitates. So it's like, let's just get it all out on the table. So even if it's something that's like uncomfortable to address at the time, because we all know that we're coming from a place of I care. That's what makes it so much easier. Like, I don't think I've ever worked with a group of women before without, you know, some real or anything that we can't work out. I'll just put it that way. You know what I mean? So.
Right. I absolutely love that because number one thing that you said is you don't mind taking advice from someone younger. And what I grew up on and have seen year after year is the older ones don't want to hear something from the younger ones. You would be surprised at the wisdom that these young people, and I say that like I'm so old, oh my God, the wisdom that younger people have.
Yeah.
And if you just listen and be open and receptive, that's what makes working together better because there's no big I's and little U's like this is my business or this is how we started this and you just came in. No, what are your thoughts? I've been visiting a church here in Texas and the pastor and the two pastors, they told me Sunday, they said, and I'm not even a member, if you have any ideas, anything that you see that will make things flow a little bit better, we are not above having ideas. So bring them in. Like, what? Who does that? Because they have it on lock. Like, no, you're not a member. You can't say anything. Or you're new, so you can't do anything. But the fact that you can listen says a lot about the women that work together. It's about support. And how can we work together if we don't listen to each other, if we don't pick up on those clues, and we call that in the spiritual world discernment, to have that to know when somebody ain't right, something's just a little off. And then Maija, you come in and take them to the side. Is everything okay? You good? You seem a little off today. That's what makes the working environment better. If more people would be aware of that and practice that, I think we would have a lot of better environments and businesses will flow better and they will grow and flourish. Other than that, then you see businesses closing before they should because people aren't together. So
I think that's why everything that Maija puts her hands to just really flourishes because it is really about the whole person.
Yeah.
And it is the service of the whole person, is the networking of the whole person. So she doesn't just look at Blue Symphony and is like, okay, he's this kind of artist and that's it. Like, she will be in other arenas where she's like, you know what, he would grow from being in this environment, or he would, you know, if I book him for this because he's in this space, then he can be able to, you know, end up in a completely different realm. You never know, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think being able to know a person, really getting into the nitty gritty of who a person is and what they have to offer. Like I said, the talent, she sees the talent for what it is. And then she goes and she puts it in the place that it needs to be able to thrive.
Yeah.
That's hard to find these days because like I said, someone's always looking for a buck. They're looking for a discount. They're looking to be famous themselves. Like she said, I'm not trying to do that. Like, I'm in a business of making celebrities. So I'm not trying to be.
Right.
I think that's what really just sets her apart from a lot of people who call themselves managers or, you know, are big into networking. You know, she brings a lot more to the table.
Well, I'm just like blown away over here.
Look, and that's not even all she does. Maija, what you do during the day?
I know, right?
What do you do during the day?
Which I'm trying, like, I love my job. I do love working for Barclays because it's a home away from home. They're actually the manager there. She's the reason why I've had a lot of success with dealing with confrontation, feedback, problem resolution, all of that. Just knowing how to delegate things. So that's why I know the job is in a way, but at the same time, it's a learning tool for me. So I'm taking what I can from it because that's what's helping me be a better manager. Because managers think that, oh, I'm just here to tell you what to do, and that's not the case. I'm actually, like Morgan said, I take the time to know someone, understand their talent, and then put them in places where I know that they would succeed, even if they don't think they would succeed there. Because I pay attention to all details, and I try to make sure I don't rush anybody. I make sure I take time with wherever they're at. I meet people where they are, and then I say, hey, where we're going with this? I don't know, but we're going to find out. Don't ever say you can't, because saying you can't and saying you won't.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then she pushes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Morgan telling on me now.
I do. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna just give you this tip now, okay? Anybody who will ever work with Maija, the number one thing you don't do is tell her what you don't like to do, okay? Because that is the number one thing she will make you do.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you're that person. Oh,
That person.
Duly noted. Never say that around my
Yeah, because I'm like, if you say you don't like doing that, oh, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna get some training, and you're not gonna even know it's training.
Oh my goodness. So, well, let me say hello. We've got so many people coming on here. Prophetess Kimyata Sparks is on. Hey, Corey. We talked to Elise earlier. Smack.
Hey,
Yes,
Smack.
you did miss the Delaware music piece already. Yes, you did.
Yes.
Yes, you did. But we're so happy that you guys are on with us. We're here talking about working together with Maija. Maija is amazing, and she does so much every day to help so many people. And I'm just happy that she's on here. So, Maija, you have kids?
Yes, 3 boys, and they love me
wow.
dearly.
Oh, so
So
you probably have had your hands completely full with them all around.
yeah, but I will say, and I think a lot of people can attest to this, that our kids save our lives. Because there's times where I just wanted, like, there's been times too where I just wanted to just go off, just completely, just lose my mind. But I have to remember that I'm here for them. And they have helped me grow in so many ways, because that's where management also comes from. Like, everybody, if you're a parent, you're a manager, because you manage so much. It's no offense to men, but a lot of women, even if they're married or not, they manage so much, because that's naturally what women are to do anyway. Like, even back in the day, the man worked and they were the providers. Women manage the home, they manage the kids, they even manage their husband in some capacity. So I think it's just natural for women to be managers anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so having these 3 boys.
That's our first training into management, is being a mom.
Yep,
but I will agree with you about the children saving us from doing things, because when I had my youngest, she's 8, I literally was about to lose it, like really lose it. And she is the one that kept me sane, honestly. She kept me sane. She kept me from saying a lot of stuff that I really wanted to lash out and say some things that will cut deep to people. But I looked at her and I just focused all my attention on her. And that saved a whole lot of people. So if you wondering if it was you, yeah, it was you. No, but really, our kids and they help us because if we I don't know, it's just something about them and how they are with us that helps us when we go to work or when we do other
Mhm.
interact with other people. That's important. So, kudos to you. Three boys. I have one, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad it's just you because if it had been more, I would have been, oh my goodness. Yeah, he's a good kid. He's going to college now. I'm actually taking him to college this tomorrow. So,
Okay.
but he's done well. But yeah, he was something.
Hello. She can't even
Boy,
get it
just a typical boy, doing boy
Yes.
things. Like he didn't give me big trouble where I had to go to jail or got anybody pregnant or anything like that. It's just typical boy stuff that I was like, oh my goodness, nobody told me that this is how it's gonna be. But I learned how to manage the home and keep everybody in line so then it can help. So yeah.
Absolutely. It is definitely different being a mom with boys because we think
out.
different, we operate different, we were raised differently. And you try not to put any gender assignment to
Yeah.
raising, but there is, to be honest, until you get our generation, which is trying to do a little things differently, and if nothing else, instill certain things into our boys so that they don't grow up to be men that we're complaining about or the things that we complain about. The reason why we
Yeah.
have he said, she said, sex,
Yeah.
and I was like that. I think I just want to say that Maija is by far one of the most amazing moms that I have ever witnessed. And I learn a lot from her and just how she manages, with the boys. She's got boys that are older than mine. Actually, yeah, I was like, they're older than mine, period. So I was like, in the stages that mine are at, I can still then be able to be like, hey. And she's like, girl, yeah, that's regular. You know what I mean? I have to tell my husband, like, he's just being a boy. Just leave him alone. I have to tell him that he's being a boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like parenting, and especially when it comes to our children, they will bring out some of, I think, the best and the worst in us. And if we are able to, like you were saying from the beginning, and like Maija was saying, if you can hear, if you can listen, and be open to certain things, I feel like sometimes our parenting woes would be a lot less. You know what I mean? We won't take certain things personally because
Yeah.
we can actually hear what's being said rather than hearing our feelings over what our kids are saying.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And one thing that Maija was talking about with and made me think about the parenting and being a manager with different personalities and different styles. We learned that at first at home because our kids all have different personalities.
Yeah.
And I found out after many years of hitting my head up against the wall that I can't do the same thing for each one of my kids. They're different. So likewise, when you're a manager at your job, everybody has a different style. Even my students, everybody has a different learning style. So some are
Mhm.
visual, some are they go by their audible, and some are kinetic. They need to do the hands-on stuff. So identifying who in your company has what type of style and their personality will help because then Maija, you can go to Morgan and be like, Morgan, listen, this is not how this is ready to go, but you can't do that with somebody else. You might have to take a different approach. So
Yeah.
you getting those the experience at the one job you're talking about during the day with the managerial stuff, that helps. I took a job in South Dakota. I never thought I would live there. And
Oh
I'm trying to
wow.
figure out, like, why am I even here? But I was there not only for those particular students that I had, but to learn managerial skills, to improve on those. And that's what I kept hearing when I left. You were there because that was the only place where I had somebody under me, a faculty
Mhm.
person under me. So they make me I learned it. I learned it, but I was able to take it and use it somewhere else. So then now with the person that I did have under me in New Jersey, it was like, okay, I can't say it like that because that's going to come off kind of rude. So let me reword this. Let me handle this person in a different way. So that
Mhm.
always helps. And it just makes it better to work together because then now you have that respect because those workers know, everybody in the company knows Maya's gonna come at me the way that I need her to, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
understand, and it's gonna be respect. So that's a great thing to learn. A lot more people need to know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you keep saying my tagline without even knowing it. I say that all the time. We work
What's
better
that?
when we work together. We do.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
true. Because
Yeah,
it's the only way it works. And then and sometimes we do have to be put into uncomfortable spots, like moving to South Dakota and teaching somewhere that we be like, okay, what am I here for? But that's the
right.
thing, like you have to understand why you're there and appreciate it. Cause some people look at it like, oh, why I gotta go there and have this attitude? And it's like, hello, there's a reason here. I tell
Absolutely.
Morgan all the time, I see God in everything I do. Almost
Mhm.
everything I do, I tell her the same thing. I'm like, all right. I said, Morgan, you're frustrated. Listen to God. There's God in this somewhere. We just
Mhm.
have to find it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
she
absolutely.
and every time she's like, that thing, Maya.
That's right. Keep her in check. Keep her in check.
It is. Well, she reminds me to slow down, and that's such an amazing lesson that's necessary when you're running a business, whether you are managing it or running it. Like you have to, like she said, find that space where it's okay to just sit still or to
Yeah.
be quiet. You know what I mean? Maya
Mhm.
has taught me to ask certain questions, whether it be to God or to myself at the time when certain things are going on, so that I can be able to then move from where I am. Because we can get stuck in certain spaces too. And then
Yeah.
Yep.
just be like, okay, that's it. You know what I mean? But like I said, over the past, what has it been? Almost 2 years now? Two years?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
2 years, yeah. So like over the past 2 years, I have learned so much in just being able to just be still or be quiet or even learn to ask what I need. Like I
Yeah.
didn't know how much I didn't know how to ask for what I needed.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
So in talking to Maya, like just talking it out, she'd be like, okay, so this is what she can hear things too that you said but didn't say.
Mm.
And now it'll be over here where, something will happen and I'll be like, okay, well, we were in the kitchen one time for an event and I was like, oh man, I don't have this. I don't have that. And I was like,
Oh yes.
this is what I need. I kid you not. 4 minutes later, everything that I said that we needed
Up
walked.
here.
And
Wow.
she just looked at me and she's like, Morgan, do you see this? And I was like, Maya, do you see? And so now we trying not to cry because you see God, like you said, I see God in this. And the two of
Yeah.
us are like, okay, we can get it together.
Like I can't get caught up. Definitely focus.
Exactly. But this is what working together does. It allows you to be stronger as a person. It allows
Yeah.
you to be stronger as a whole. And as you were saying to Maya, with her obedience comes so many blessings for other people as well as for her. And
Oh
so
Mhm.
my
when you
gosh.
can stay right in that space where it's like, you know what, you're not looking for anything. You know that what you're giving is where you're supposed to be. Maya is exactly where she's supposed to be. Maya is going where God has her placed. Like I just like sitting here with my hands folded, like that's why I get so excited when it comes to her because I don't there are a lot of people that I know that are, set apart and are walking in their purpose, but to really see it like firsthand and
Mhm.
people like to really just see how things are moving. Like I am in awe, and I haven't told you this lately, but I'm in complete
Okay.
awe in what you have been doing, especially in the music realm. Like Maya's hands are in so many different places. And now it's like we go out and we might be at an event, but people are, hey Maya here, hey Maya here. And I'm like, like the mayor. Like we went from, just, some people here and there because Delaware is not necessarily that big. And if you, grew up here or you've got your hands in a lot of different things, you tend to cross paths with a lot of people. But now it's like people know her by name. People are asking for her. I have people in my inbox like, can you ask Maija if she can be my manager? And I'll be like, Maija.
No.
I know, I do be saying no too. I'll be like, no. And then I'll be like, Maija, somebody call and they
No, my goodness.
I don't like sharing, okay? But
You do not share well, do you?
I don't blame her. No. And now Blue's the same way. He's like, I'm only sharing her with the girls. I said, right.
no, tell Blue we are sharing you with him. Okay, get it right.
Make it plain. Let's correct that so he understands.
Exactly. And Harvey Road might get a cut every now and then. Okay.
Yeah. Because Harvey,
I see how this is going to go. You see where you stand, Maija. Don't try anything. I do not want to read about this and see you on the news. Like, I know. Just don't give us those kind of problems.
Okay, I promise. You heard it here first. I promise.
I am so glad that you are walking in your purpose and doing what you're supposed to do. That's very important. There's a lot of people that, let's just say, if you had been, what's in it for me, and you're not like that. The humility is very evident, and that's what will take you far. And being able to not try to just run and control things, but let's work together and make this flow. Let's work together and let's just get to the next level with this. That is so key, because you have some people who, I've seen some managers who act like the business was theirs. Like, did you start this business? Did you put blood, sweat, and tears in it? Yeah, no, that's not what happened. Like, my mom had someone at her daycare center who thought they were the director, the owner, and they talking to the parents like, yo, you need to pump your brakes. Like, you on this paperwork, like, what is going on? So to understand that role, it takes you a whole lot further. Then you have that respect of everyone that you work with, and then they listen and they're receptive, and then it works and then it flows, because we're not supposed to have confusion. Having disagreements here or there, or not seeing eye to eye, that's how it's supposed to be, but you overcome that, not just going at each other, and then the next thing you know, the business is breaking down. It's not because you don't have the customers, it's because the internal staff, we all fighting each other. So you're able to keep that together is amazing. It just makes me wanna, when I get some people working under, right now it's just me, but I don't know how to handle them, and I might have to come and snag you from.
I don't. Oh, look at Morgan, please.
I guess if you can share your mom, I can share Maija.
Thank you.
But I draw the line there, April.
Everybody got my mom. It's my mom. It's my mom too. And you don't want to share Maija? I will withdraw my mother and tell her, do not communicate with Morgan anymore. You don't share. We're gonna share.
Oh my God.
But honestly, I just thought about this, and I'm not even gonna say where this came from, but I'm gonna say this. I think that Maija should teach a master class on management.
Yes.
All right.
I believe that
100%.
On management. Now you take and do what you want to with that. I just said what I heard. Okay?
But now you're gonna make Morgan push me to do it, because that's what Morgan will do. She was like, because she does, and this is one thing that I'm giving to her, and I think I told her this before. I do want to do this full time, and I do see that happen. I don't want to skip any steps. I want to put the right people in place so I can make the coins that I need to make, so I can maintain. So, but so I hear you. I'm not afraid of anything that's coming my way, and I love listening to anybody that I work with. So that's why I love people like Morgan, because Morgan she teaches me stuff all the time, even when it just comes to the food business. And I'm like, things that I didn't even know, or things that I'm not even, or I'm gonna even go this far. Morgan takes care of me, because I've had some health issues recently, And I'm like,
Mhm.
Morgan, this is what the doctor said. I need to take control of my cholesterol and my blood pressure. And she just goes with it. She puts a drink together for me, or some type of food meals, or give me some, just tips. And it's like, see, this is the kind of people I love having around me, because I don't have to be the teacher all the time. The teacher should be the student sometimes.
Yeah,
Absolutely. But
absolutely.
that's what also makes her such a great leader. So just so you know, we're just going to add your class to our consultation services. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Because that's
Yeah.
necessary anyway. I mean,
Yep.
that's the number one reason why people leave jobs anyway. It's mismanagement.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not
Yep.
because of the hate of a job. It's not because they don't like what they're doing. It's because of mismanagement. It's
Yeah.
because somebody who is supposed to quote unquote be in charge, or at least trying to make sure that the
Mhm.
day-to-day gets done, they're missing a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's why, yes, this is the first job I've ever loved.
Mm. Wow. And the difference for you, Maija, when you teach this class, some people teach class and they have a lot of book knowledge, but you have life experiences and
Yeah.
you have God-given discernment and divine wisdom that you have. That's what's going to make your class different from others, because what other people are going to teach is going to be out of a textbook, like, oh, this is
Yep.
just textbook stuff. Yours is not going to be that. It's going to be totally different and very inspiring and very the attention grabbing, and they're gonna say, "Oh my God, I've never heard this before in my life." They've not, because it's coming differently. So that's what's gonna
Amen.
make you so successful. So yeah, look
Amen.
at this. I'm gonna shut my mouth because I always get myself in trouble.
It's okay. It's okay.
Everywhere I go, I try to be quiet, and then stuff starts coming, and it's like, oh. But
No,
anyway,
you are to speak and put it out there. You know that there is a calling on you too, ma'am. So you
I
need
know,
Amen.
I
to be
know.
obedient.
Trust me, I've accepted. I'm not running anymore. I think I've gotten within the past 2 weeks of get out of your own way, stop it, do
Yes.
what you're supposed to do. Like, okay, fine, no, all right, whatever.
No more. Don't be scared. What they say, don't be scared.
Don't be
Don't be
scared.
afraid, you
Right,
afraid.
right. Yeah, I had someone come in my inbox today to tell me that very thing, because growing up, and people that know me from school, they know that I was very shy. Like, I wouldn't say hardly one word. And this
Mhm.
April that they see is like, oh my, I'm telling you, would not say anything. Bookworm, quiet, reserved, nothing. Nothing. So to see me as bold as I am now and doing all the stuff that I'm doing, it's like, oh my God, what is going on? So I still have my moments where I'm like, oh, they're like, no, don't do that. Just stay out. Just stay out there. So,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
Maija, do you have some final words of wisdom that you want to share with us today on working together?
I think y'all said it, because you just keep saying my tagline. We just work better when we work together. Like,
Oh
that
yeah.
is, I am a simple person, even as to the way that I am, as far as like how I talk to people. It's very simple. I don't like confusion, because confusion is chaos, and chaos is of the devil. So we don't
Yeah,
we don't want that.
you're right.
So that's why I try to keep things as simple as possible. I don't overdo it. And if you have an issue, address it. I don't have anything. Just address it right then and there. There's so much that I could say, but I'm gonna keep it to just that. I just like simplicity. I'm not afraid of problems,
Mhm.
and I just like working to better somebody.
Yeah,
Making them better, making them more confident. So I
yeah.
know I'm walking in my purpose. I'm meeting people that's making me walk in my purpose. I'm thankful. I gotta say that too. I think we forget to do that every now and then. Just
Oh
be
yeah.
thankful.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hello, Diane, and then Facebook user. I never know who it is. Next time you have to put your name in there so we'll know. I don't like to say Facebook user. I like to call people by their name. But we're so happy that everyone's joined. Maija, you are amazing. Like, I literally probably need to Yeah, I'm gonna message you. I gotta be obedient. I'm gonna message you on the outside and give you
All
whatever
right.
I need to give you. Oh my God.
Morgan, like, who's that? Is that April?
You already know.
You already know.
You are
So
limited
I
to
will.
about 5 text messages, okay?
You put her on a minimum?
Oh, so you're gonna try to limit me? Is that what we do? Oh,
You look,
okay.
you lucky right now. We don't have a lot going on. This is slow. This is a little slow reread.
Listen here. Don't you
Get it while the striking is hot.
don't act like that, Morgan. Don't be that way. It's
I'm just playing. No, I was like, this is a good share. This is a totally good share. And I honestly, I know that whatever you guys do together is going to be
I just
definitely
need to give her what I was given to give her. That's it. I'm being obedient. You were just like walking your calling, and now you're like, you only get 20. You come to walk, and then you want to take it back. Like, what kind of friend are you? Oh, you see,
I was working on my sharing. I told you.
you have some issues with the sharing thing.
I
And you
do.
wanted me to
Listen, I
share
hold
my
space for
mama.
people I love. Okay, I ain't really sharing you either, April. So just so you know.
All right now. I heard that. Okay.
Well, all right, everyone. We hope that you enjoy our show. We've come to the end here, and we have to say goodbye for a few days until next week. But Maija, thank you so much. It was so great having you on the show. I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to come and talk and laugh with us on today. And I mean, drop some stuff that really helps, like really would help somebody. So those of you that have not subscribed to the House of Peach, we need you to subscribe. Share this broadcast out. There are managers or people that are working together, period, that need to hear this good wisdom so your working environment will be pleasant. Not saying perfect, but it will be pleasant and you'll be able to work together. Next week, we will be back with another amazing woman that's going to come, entrepreneur, and we are ready. We're ready. So if you are an entrepreneur and you have yet to reach out to Morgan or myself, you need to hit us up and let us know you want to be on the show so we can bring you on and we can highlight you, we can praise you, we can talk about all these great things that you're doing and connect you probably with next business partners or clients or whomever.
Investors.
Hey, you
Yes,
need
yes,
to be able
ma'am.
to
That's
on
what we need.
and put it out there. They need investors. So, and it is so, and so it is. I declare that to be.
Amen.
All
Amen.
All
right.
right.
Thank
Well,
you, ladies.
thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you. So,
you.
until next week, y'all have a fantastic, phenomenal rest of your week and the weekend. And we will see you next Tuesday at the same time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, what more do you say? Coming up. Yeah. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on now.